Hi everybody and welcome back. So today we're going to look at Unit 1.10a, and this time we're going to look at adding and subtracting unlike fractions. So the difference between like and unlike fractions is the denominators, okay? We know from previously you have to have common denominators, all right? It just has to happen. We're going to work with that today. So we're going to start off with the simple fractions today. We're going to work with the mixed numbers next time on the lesson. So here we go. So the objectives are exactly as what they should be based on the title. Go ahead and put the date if you haven't done so already. Sorry. Give you a second to do that. All right, and our objectives for today, we're going to add unlike fractions, and we're going to subtract unlike fractions. All right, I do have a vocabulary video to show you on this one. I'm actually going to show it at the end, I think, because I think I explained it differently than how they do, and I don't want you to get confused. So let me show you my way first, and if you already understand it, I would probably just skip it, unless you just want to watch it just for fun. But otherwise, yeah, watch it at the end, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. This one's going to take us a little bit longer because we have a little bit more math to do on this one. All right, so this is the part where everyone tends to start messing up. All right, they just like to add everything and be done with it. Okay, that's not how it works. Okay, for adding fractions and subtracting fractions, remember you only add or subtract the top numbers. And we do that when the bottoms or the denominators match each other. So they're like. They have like denominators, like fractions. Okay. If they're not like fractions, then you need to make them into like fractions, okay? So I'm going to show you kind of a new way that I've learned just recently, and it really seemed to help kids last year whenever we did this. So I'm going to try the same method again, and I really think it's going to help you guys as well. And if it doesn't, just kind of figure out your own way to work your way through, or come see me and I'll help you through it. But I really, really think that this way is the best way that I've ever found to teach this, all right? So let's look at the first one. We have 3/5 plus 1/3. So what we need to do is we need to ask ourselves, do the bottoms match? Okay, so let's kind of write some numbers up here. So do the denominators match? Okay, obviously they're probably not going to. Okay, number two, can I multiply, there we go, can't spell, there we go, got it. Can I multiply just one? Okay. And then number three, let's see, actually, let me say, so do the denominators match? If yes, work out. If no, see number two, okay? Can I multiply just one? Yes, work it out. No, see number three. Okay, so number three is what is the common denominator? Okay. All right, so for this one here, we need to look for 3/5 plus 1/3. So on this one, we ask ourselves, do the denominators match? No, so we need to go to number two. Can I multiply just one of them? So can I take the 5 and multiply it by something to make it match 3? No. Can I take 3 and multiply it by something to match 5? No. All right. Well, it would be a decimal, and that would be weird, and so no, we don't want to do all that. Okay. So then what we're going to do is we need to find the common denominator. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our two bottom numbers and we're going to put them in a box. Okay. Or I call it the house sometimes, okay? Put it inside the house. Then you're going to draw an upside down division symbol, all right? Then you ask yourself, what's the greatest common factor? So what's the highest number that goes into both of these? And the answer would be 1. So that number is going to go here. Okay? Then you multiply. What is 5, or sorry, you divide. Divide. 5 divided by 1 would be 5. 3 divided by 1 would be 3. Okay? Then you crisscross them. The crisscross tells you what you need to multiply each of the fractions by. So the one that has a 5 on it needs to be multiplied by 3. The one that has a 3 needs to be multiplied by 5. So we're going to multiply these by 3, and we're going to multiply these by 5. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So it's actually going to be 9 over 15 plus 5 over 15. Okay, see how I did that? So this is actually times 3 also, and that's times 5 also there. Okay, so you multiply the top and the bottom by what the number was that touched. Okay, so right here, this 5 right here matched this 3 here. So those need to be multiplied by 3. This 3 here matched this 5 over here. So that means those need to be multiplied by 5. Now we have a common denominator, so go back to number 1. Do the denominators match? Yes, so work it out. Okay, so 9 plus 5 makes 14, and then that is over 15, and there's your answer. Okay? Now obviously simplify if you need to, but in this case we don't have to. All right, let me do a few more. If you think you've got this already, by all means, go ahead and try it. If not, stick with me for about 2 more here, and then I'll turn you loose. All right, you can go ahead and try the need another example if you really want to also. All right, so 1a. So do they match? No. Can I multiply the 6 to match the 4? No. Can I multiply the 4 to match the 6? No. So what I need to do is put them in the house. Let me draw my house over here. So I put a 6 and a 4 in. So what's the highest number that goes into both of those? In this case, that would be a 2. All right. So now we're going to do 6 divided by 2, which is 3. 4 divided by 2, which is 2. Now I'm going to crisscross them. 6 needs to be multiplied by 2. And the 3 needs to be, the 4 needs to be multiplied by 3. All right, now we're ready to go. So 1 times 2 is 2 over 12 plus 9 over 12. That makes 11 twelfths. Okay, let's look at 1b. 2 sevenths plus 3 fourteenths. Do they match? No. Can I change the 7 into a 14? Yes, I actually can do that. How can I do it? By multiplying these by 2. So I can just take these and multiply by 2, and I'm done. So I'll do 4 over 14 plus 3 over 14. So that was easy enough. Now I got to work it out. So 4 plus 3, which is 7 fourteenths, or that makes 1/2. All right, so that's where that second part 2 comes in. So if you can change just one of them to make it match immediately, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, you need to make your little house or make your box, whatever we want to call it. Okay, let's look at 1c. Do they match? No, they don't match. Can I change the 5 to match the 10? Yes, I can. Same thing. I can multiply these by 2. So we're going to multiply by 2. Multiply by 2. 2 times 2 makes 4 over 10, and then plus 3 tenths. All right, so I have 4 tenths plus 3 tenths, and that's going to give me 7 tenths. That's in lowest term, so we're good to go. Okay, let's look at 1d. We have 3 eighths plus 5 24ths. Can I change the 8 to match the 24? Yes, I can. I can multiply it by 3. So we're going to multiply by 3. So 3 times 3, which is 9. 8 times 3 is 24. And then we have 5 over 24. Now remember, make sure you get the bottoms to match, because sometimes what happens is we'll multiply by something thinking that it's going to work, and we'll just multiply by some arbitrary number, and they don't end up matching. They have to match, guys, otherwise we just defeated the whole purpose here, okay? It just doesn't work, okay? You got to have the bottoms match. That's the whole purpose of today. So 9 plus 5 would give us 14 over 24. So that turned out really great, except for now we're going to have to reduce, but at least it's easy numbers. So we look at 14 and 24. What's the highest number that goes into both of them? That would be 2. So that's going to divide by 2. Divide by 2. That's going to be 7 over 12. All right. Now, I want you to go ahead and try the need another example by yourself, especially if you haven't done any of these yet by yourself. Go ahead and try it by yourself. I'll give you a hint. You're going to have to use the little house on the next one. Okay? All right, let's take a look at this one. So can we take the 4 and multiply by something to make 7? No, it's not going to work, and obviously we can't go backwards. So there's no reason to even ask that. Okay, so we need to draw our house. Okay, what's the highest number that goes into 4 and in 7? The answer is 1. So we're going to end up with 4 and 7, and when that happens, you just multiply by each other. So these are going to be multiplied by 7, and these are multiplied by 4. Okay, so 3 times 7 is 21. 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 1 is 4. 7 times 4 is 28. Again, make sure those denominators match. Make sure the bottom ones match. So 21 plus 4 gives us 25 over, oops, not plus, sorry about that, my bad. Equals, and then 28. And that does not reduce, believe it or not. All right, let's keep going. All right, now we're going to have to get into sign rules. All right, so hopefully you get the basics down, because now it's when it starts to get just a little bit complicated, because we got to start looking for, well, are we adding, are we subtracting, or what the heck's going on? All right, so we have -5, 6 plus 1, 8. So first, figuring out, are we adding or subtracting? Well, I have different signs, so I need to subtract. Okay, now, can I take the 6 and make it turn into an 8? No, I can't. All right, so what I need to do is I need to draw my box. Okay, so I put 6 and 8 inside. What's the highest number that goes into 6 and also into 8? And the answer would be 2. So let's put a 2 out here. Next, we divide. 6 divided by 2 gives us 3. 8 divided by 2 gives us 4. Cross them off, okay? This 6 touches the 4, so I need to multiply these by 4. And I need to multiply these by 3. All right, so now what I'm left with is -20 over 24 plus, and then I have 3 over 24. All right, so next what I need to do is, we already said we have a negative and we know we have to subtract, so make sure you get your sign right. Okay, we need to subtract them. So it's 20 minus 3, which is going to be 17. We keep the sign of the larger number, so that's negative, then over 24. Okay, remember, same signs, add and keep, different signs, subtract, and then you keep the sign of the large number. Remember, with adding and subtracting, it's always a war. Who has more people? All right, they win. All right, let's continue on. And let's take a look at the need another example here. So go ahead and try this one by yourself. You will need the box. I'll give you a little bit of a hint here. And let's take a look. So let's go ahead and draw the box first, because we know we can't change 6 into 10. All right, so the highest number that goes into 6 and 10 would be 2. So that would be 3 here and 5 here. So when I cross them, I need to multiply these by 5 and these by 3. Okay, so now I'm left with 25 thirtieths plus -9 thirtieths. All right, do I have same signs or different signs? Same signs, add and keep, different signs, subtract. Okay, so 25 minus 9, that's going to give us 16. Keep the sign of the larger number, that would be the positives, and then over 30. Now I do need to reduce that, so we're going to reduce by 2. By 2. So that would be 8. over 15. All right, now let's try it again. So on this one, can I change the 4 into an 8? Obviously, you can't ever make the big one into a small one. All right, you always have to go the other way. So can I change the 4 into an 8? Yes, I can. So this one's actually an easier one. I'm just going to multiply by 2 here. All right, so when I do that, I'm going to end up with 3/8 minus 6/8. Well, here's the problem. Can I do 3 minus 6? Not technically, all right, but it is subtraction, so what I could do is keep, change, change. So when I do keep, change, change, I end up with this. Okay, so can I do 3 plus negative 6? Yes, I can do 3 plus negative 6, all right. So it's same signs, add and keep, different signs subtract, so I actually need to subtract them. So I need to do 6 minus 3, rewrite it if you need to, if that bothers you. I'll just do it the way it is. So 6 minus 3, that's going to give you 3. Keep the sign, the larger number, it's negative, so it's going to be negative 3 and 3/8. All right, so theoretically we would borrow, but there's nothing to borrow, so you can't do that, all right? All right, let's try the next one. Okay, so I have 3/4 minus, and then 8/9. So can I change the 4 into a 9? Nope, not this time. Okay, so we're going to have to draw our box. One's going to be the common factor here, so it's just exactly the way it is. So we just need to multiply by each other. So these are going to be times 9, and these are going to be times 4. Okay, so we have 3 times 9, which is 27. 36 minus 32, 36. Okay, so we have 27/36 minus 32/36. Again, we look at it, we're like, well, we can't do 27 minus 32. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do keep, change, flip. So we're going to change this into 27/36 plus and then negative 32/36. All right. Now we use our rules. So same signs, add and keep, different signs, subtract. So do I have same or different signs? I have different, so I need to subtract them. So we're going to take 32 minus 27, which is going to give me 5. Let me negative 5, and then over 36. Okay, let's take a look at this one here. So for this one, we have 9/16 minus 5/8. So can I change the 8 into a 16? Yes, I can. This one was an easy one. So I just got to multiply by 2. Oh, I spoke too soon, but 9/16 minus and then 10/16. Okay? Really, though, we should be able to figure that out. If I have $9 and someone says, can I borrow 10? What are you going to be? Short 1, right? You're going to be negative 1. But let's go ahead and show it. So it should be 9/16 plus negative 10/16, which is going to be negative 1/16. Okay? All right, that is the end of this one. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.